everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back to Casual Conversation with GNA. And today we have Conversation 80, and we're going to get a little bit into zombies. I guess kind of like some scientific information, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, scientific information.
Some research. It's going to be document, not a document, but like an article that I found online, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So, yes. So that's what we're going to talk about. So, go ahead, Eileen.
All right.
Let's start it.
So, here we go, guys. There are a number of life sciences and technology companies who believe bringing the dead back to life is a distinct possibility. Cloning is one of those options. Human cloning is not yet fully possible and raises a lot of ethical questions, but by creating genetic copies of ourselves, we could live again. We are technically able to fertilize a somatic cell, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Skin cells have been used in an egg and implanted in a human womb. Science has also developed chemical compounds to make it work more efficiently, but would that baby grow up to be us? So
That's weird.
The question.
I think that's weird. Cloning is just a weird ass concept.
That is a weird concept.
Did you ever hear about that lady that cloned her dog?
What?
Like she spent like 30 G's, I think, like cloning her little dog, which I think it was like the same genetic structure, but it wasn't the same dog. Like it didn't act the same. It had its own like
personality.
Yeah. And so she was kind of upset about that because she wanted the dog to be exactly the same cognitively and genetically, you know? But I guess it wasn't the case, but it was like a clone, I guess. But I think human cloning is weird. Like,
yeah, have you guys ever seen that movie, The Island?
right? I remember watching it one
where
time.
like they had clones of people, but they would use the clones for like
organs.
Like whenever they needed something, stem cells. I don't know, like things like that. Whenever like their own body wasn't functioning.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is fanciful. We are more than just our DNA. We are our experiences, learned behaviors, our upbringing, and opportunities in life.
Okay, and that's exactly my point. You learn the behaviors and experiences that you've had. So how do you expect like a clone or a copy of you to have had those experiences? Because I think experiences is what makes you, right? It's what makes you. Your experiences, the behaviors that you've learned, like the things that you've gone through, like I feel like that's what makes you you.
Like everything shapes you.
Yeah, like, and so how are you gonna be able to pass that down to a clone,
when they haven't lived through those
exactly, when they haven't had the traumas, where they haven't had like the experiences of the people you've loved, the people you've lost, right? Yeah. They didn't know those people, so how are they even going to make that connection? You know what I mean?
And I feel like it's the same thing as like in the movie, right? When they meet their clones.
Hi, Hound Dog.
Right.
And
Hi.
Hexenrabe I don't know if that's how you say it. And what about Dolly the sheep? Wasn't it a clone? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know. I haven't heard about that.
But yeah, like in the movie, when they meet their clone, like they're not the same person, of course, because
no,
like,
they look like them, but it's not the same person. They have their own, I guess, personality and thought process, and yeah. So, I guess.
So closer to the spirit of resurrection is the art of reviving dead matter. Cryonics is a method of preserving dead bodies at low temperatures so that they can be reanimated and repaired when medicine is advanced enough to do so. Critics say this is a long shot at best, with no evidence to suggest the entire bodies could survive cryopreservation without damage. And then well thought out dead people are still dead after all. Death is certified in most countries when the body's vital systems such as heart, lungs, and brain stop functioning. Irreversible damage is usually caused within minutes. But challenging the idea that death is final is a Yale University experiment that succeeded in reviving the disembodied brains of pigs 4 hours after the animals were slaughtered.
What?
Researchers used a blood substitute to restore brain cell functions such as energy production and waste removal and shored up the brain's internal structure. The pigs' heads were stored in a special chamber that pumped in nutrients and oxygen, mimicking blood flow. Parts of the brain restarted their normal function, but electrical activity remained dormant. What the research showed is that brain injury and death may not be permanent. So,
That is crazy.
I don't know, like I feel like there is like a fascination with that, right?
Dude,
Like if
did you just read that? Did you like they
No,
were
yeah.
in Yale, they were able to revive disembodied brains of pigs 4 hours after the animals were slaughtered.
Yeah, dude, but there was no like
Electrical
activity.
activity.
Yeah,
So it
like
was just kind of like the cells kind of still alive, but there was really nothing that could be done with it.
yeah, like let's say like to what I understand here is like they were able to get like that tissue moving, like
Mhm.
functioning again, but like they couldn't like activate the brain to where it can like
Be alive again.
yeah, where it does what it does, because you know how like it can your brain can tell you like how to move
Mhm.
your hands, this and that, like any part of your body. um I don't know, I'm trying to find like a comparison
Well, that's
like
crazy because it says what the research shows is that a brain injury and death may not be permanent. I
so
don't know.
so like in my opinion, like it's kind of like starting a car, like you start the car but you can't like turn it on to move it, you know what I mean, like you turned it on.
But it doesn't do anything else?
Yeah,
Or
like
like
that's all
maybe
it
the
does,
light in the car turned on, but it doesn't do
like
anything.
kind of like a generator, like you turn the
That's
generator on, but
that's
what is it
weird,
powering?
dude. That's just super weird. And I think that just the thought of reviving dead people is weird.
Yeah, but I think like because I think that they've seen it in movies, like Frankenstein's a huge one,
Uh-huh.
right? Where like yeah, like, you know, creating a human.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it's kind of like, well, doesn't that lead into the realm of like insemination or like,
that's interesting.
well, no,
That's
well, I mean, if
interesting.
you really think about it, isn't that like real life cells? Like it's no, I don't think that's considered cloning, but it's still outside of the norm, right?
Because like I feel like still for like insemination you would still need a human body, right?
Yeah, but you wouldn't need two human bodies. It would just be one and the cells, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's still like I don't know. It's weird, but it's scary to me that researchers are actually experimenting with this.
Yeah, I mean that's creepy,
That they're
bro.
actually trying to like revive
But like
dead
maybe like
brain
you
cells.
think that maybe like for scientific purposes, like oh like like in case someone
Hi,
passes.
Nightmare.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
You think it's for the purpose of like
In case
and
somebody gets murdered, like bring them back and to tell you what happened.
well, I was thinking about something more simplistic, like you're at a hospital and your patient dies and you're just trying to revive them, find like
Well,
the
yeah, that would be like CPR, like first, like what is it when they try to like resuscitate you?
yeah,
Yeah,
but like maybe a more advanced
type of resuscitation,
yeah,
like a more advanced type of okay,
like how can we like bring a person back to life?
after they've been dead for this
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
So it's kind of like a reversal. Like as long
yeah.
as it's like so you're kind of thinking about it in a way where okay, this person has been out dead for like so certain hours, but we have the capability of bringing them back. But then what are the repercussions of that?
That's
Because of
interesting.
the brain being their lack of
Left
oxygen,
yeah.
then they can come back. But then isn't that the case with drowning victims? where they drown, and then like they've been like without oxygen for a few minutes, and then when they come back, there's brain damage. There's like, but you're saying
Yeah.
if they get it to where they can repair the brain from these.
Wow. I mean, I didn't think about like repairing the brain. I just, that's interesting. That's an interesting concept.
Right, like if they can use this technology to repair the damaged part of the brain. But I feel like,
Interesting.
honestly, guys, I
Interesting.
feel like anything that that has to do with that, like, I don't know, just it doesn't turn out right. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like even if we do get to that point, I feel like there's always something like that there's a risk for, and that it could be bad, because or that it could have like weird side effects, or like, I don't know. I feel like everything has side effects, like everything, unless it's been mastered for years.
Everything has side
Yeah,
effects.
I don't know. It's crazy. All right,
Um,
let's go.
so yet another brain therapy uses stem cells to cheat death. Life scientists company BioQuark is trialing injecting stem cells into the spinal cord of patients pronounced brain dead, along with a blend of proteins and added electrical stimulation and laser therapy. Their aim is to encourage neuron growth and connection to revive patients. Long term recovery is uncertain, and critics say it would be a miracle if the therapy works. Their outcomes are yet to be published.
Okay.
But for
Okay.
something like
That makes
this,
sense.
I think something like this would be convenient for patients who've had like severe strokes, right? Where
So,
they're on like ventilator systems, or what is
right. So,
right?
like people that are in a coma.
Yeah.
So, people that have been in a coma where they can inject these stem cells that can kind of repair some of the damage.
Yeah, and kind of
And
get that brain function back.
yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that
I like
working.
yeah, because I'm seeing it like maybe they're just oh.
Oh, that's creepy. Ugh. I get all creeped out. Okay. So,
Like in science, like for like medical purposes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah. And it's usually for medical purposes.
yeah.
And in that case, okay.
Like how do I advance medically
Yeah,
to
because there
help?
is, I mean, with exactly there, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yes. My question is, who is man to play creator? And I agree, because that's what I was trying to say. When we try to play creator, it never turns out right. Like it always, there's always a failure to it, because we are not, I don't feel like us as human beings, we're not capable of that power, if if I could say that, because we are not God, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we can't try to imitate God, because it's not going to be what he did. It's not going to be the same. And every time that science has tried to do that, or to try to play God, it's always turned out wrong. Like there was another thing where a guy was implanted a pig's heart,
Uh,
because they were trying to, it was like a scientific thing where they were study, and they implanted the pig's heart. I think he lived like a month or maybe longer, I don't remember, but he ended up passing away because the heart didn't work for that long. And that just goes to show too that humans and animals, like, it's not working, right?
yeah.
So, but I totally, yeah, if in that scenario, if a person is in a coma and they have a new type of research that might help them wake from it, okay, that's cool. But what are they going to come back to who they were, or is it going to be somebody else? Like, are they going to be a totally different person? Because that has happened even in like normal circumstances, where brain injury, right, where you get
Yeah.
injured and then you're slowly recovering to get back to who you were, but you're not the same person. Like, there's things you don't remember, there's experiences you don't remember. There could be memory loss, right? So
Yeah. An array
that
of
would be cool
things.
though. If they made something where they can repair your memory, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
But now, like the Elon Musk, the chip implant thing that he was doing, right?
Uh-huh.
That they would implant a chip in your brain, and that kind of would help with with these regression illnesses, like not regression, but illnesses that kind of affect you long term. So like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, things like that. And this chip is supposed to help you uh, keep your memories and keep your like, I guess your health a little better. I don't know. I didn't really get into it that much, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so to carry on, perhaps the closest we may come to immortality will be the technologist's concept of preserving a digital self that can be transplanted into a future body. One startup company aimed to use apps to collect data on people that would typify their thought processes and speech patterns for a digital personality. Their brains would then be frozen using cryonics for eventual implantation into an artificial body. This idea of a personal avatar, a digital clone that inherits personality traits, has traction. Technologist Ray Kurzweil, Google's director of engineering, believes that as the rate of technological change accelerates, we will reach a state where medical nanobots will work inside our bodies to eradicate disease, repair DNA, and extend our lives. On top of that, we will upload our minds to computers to escape the restrictive biology of the human body and achieve immortality. Kurzweil has set the date for this transformation at 2045.
Wow.
From that point on, we will be routinely able to swap bodies with self-organizing nanobots that link up to form virtual humans or any shape, presumably.
That's crazy.
That may be entering the realms of science fiction, but look at any of the concepts suggested by technological resurrection, and it's one of the less outlandish suggestions. Resurrecting the dead using digital creation is an overriding theme. Supercomputers putting people together from archived information, or advanced civilization using micro wormholes to reach back into the past to copy people into the future. Wow. I mean, that remind me of the movie what's that?
Transcendence?
I mean, a little bit of Transcendence, but that other movie where what is it like?
The Matrix?
I don't remember what it was called. It was about like this kid in the future where he's able to
Some of us don't want to remember things. I know. Yeah.
he gets into like this game where he has his own avatar and it's like his whole other life.
Oh,
You know what movie that was?
I know. I think I know which one you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Where like he liked his life more on like
on the virtual world rather than the real world. Yeah. Okay, so that I don't know about transferring whatever, but if you guys can upload like your, I guess, consciousness, not well, I guess some of your information, some of who you are into a computer system. I mean, I don't think I would be too afraid of that, because I would want like maybe my kids to have that, like to kind of, if they ever need some comforting or something, then they can it's kind of like pictures, videos, but it'll be more of an active interactive thing. No, that's what that seems like a virtual reality, I guess. And but it could also be scary, because then people can start thinking, is this really them?
yeah.
Or start to create this attachment that's really not healthy. I don't know. I feel like there's always like two sides to everything. It could be good, but it could be bad.
Yeah, there's consequences.
But yeah, but we're gonna get into some zombie I guess things. I don't know. Organisms? I don't know what to call them. But all right, we're gonna get into some things that are like zombies. So the first one is zombie ants. So it's a genus of fungi that has more than 200 species. and microcollonologists. Am I say that? Did I say that right?
Mycologist. Mycologist.
Yeah, you guys, like, okay. And so many
Mycologist.
species of fungi can be dangerous, often because they are toxic to animals. But there is one thing in particular that makes these ants especially frightening. These species of fungus target and infect various insects through their spores. After infection takes place, the parasite fungus takes control of the insect's mind, altering its behavior to make the propagation of fungal spores more likely. So that kind of reminds me of have you ever seen that video of that snail that gets a parasite in it and like it turns into different colors?
No.
Yeah, it's like so pretty, but it's like bad. Like it kills, the
Oh
the,
my
the
gosh.
snail eventually, but it's pretty weird, dude. Like fungi is scary.
Fungi.
Oh, let's see. Get a VR camera so they can see it in a VR set. I know. I would use it mostly at family gatherings just to capture the moment in time. Yeah. See, that's cool. Like things like that where you can capture things. I think that's cool to have for your family. Like if you pass, like something to look back at and remember how they were, their personality. Even with this, like with YouTube, like when we do upload videos, like people can always they're always going to be there. So you can always go back and look at them.
Yeah.
All right. So um okay, so the I don't even know how to say that, so I'm not
Let me
going to
see.
say it. This
Wow. Ophi Ophiocore
diceps, right?
diceps.
Feed on the so these fungi feed on the insects they attach to, growing into and out of their bodies until the insect dies. So I guess it's like a host. So they take over this insect's body and they live in it like a host. And then once the animal dies and they transfer, I don't know, or the whole thing dies.
What?
One of these species especially infects and controls and kills carpenter ants or carpenter, yeah. And they're native to North America. And when it infects the carpenter ants, they turn them into zombies. The ants become compelled to climb to the top of elevated vegetation, there where they will remain affixed and die. The high elevation allows the fungus to grow and later spread its spores widely. So that
To spread
sounds
its pores.
crazy. So they take full control of the ant, the muscle fibers, forcing them to move as they want them to. That sounds like a possession, dude. That's scary. We found that a high percentage of cells in a host were fungal cells, and who is this? Well, and this doctor was saying that. So I don't know. That I'm glad that this fungus cannot spread to humans, and if it does, that's some crazy
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse type stuff. Isn't there? Is the movie? Yeah, the movie that because we've been watching The Last of Us. Well, I have, and I think it's the fungus scenario too. Like this fungus
Oh,
that
okay.
infects these people, and then it spreads, and then it controls the people's bodies. And so I guess it's kind of similar. Maybe this is where they got it from.
Maybe.
Zombie spiders. Let's check this one out.
That sounds
Last year,
creepy.
zoologist Mr. Fernandez from the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. And okay, they made a chilling discovery in the Ecuadorian Amazon. They found a trusted source that a previously unknown species of Zatapa sapota wasp can manipulate spiders from blank, I don't know what that is, species, to an extent that researchers have never before witnessed in nature. Okay, so this is a creature. What is it?
Oh, Sayapoda.
So
Oh,
a
yeah.
wasp can manipulate a spider to an extent that researchers have not seen before. That I don't know, dude. What kind of powers are those? Like,
That's
spiders are
I don't
social
even.
animals that prefer to remain in groups, never staying too far from their colonies. Okay. But Fernandez and the team noticed that members of this species infected with this larva exhibited bizarre behavior, leaving their colonies to weave tightly spun cocoon like webs in remote locations. When the researchers opened these artificial cocoons, they found the larvae growing inside. Is this like some alien versus predator stuff?
That's creepy.
Well, not versus predator, but alien stuff where they like
Yeah.
take
Versus predator.
the host, you know? Hey dude, I'm doing the
They take
spider
the
thing.
host.
And then they like grow in them.
Yeah.
Hi Diane.
Hi.
That's crazy, dude. Ugh. Further research presented a gruesome string of events. The wasp lay eggs on the abdomen of the spider. Okay? I'm telling you, this is some alien
Wow.
stuff. When the egg hatches and the wasp's larva emerges, it starts feeding on the spider and begins to take control of its body. When the larva has gained full control of its host, it turns into a zombie like creature that is compelled to stray away from its mates and spin the cocoon like nest that will allow the larva to grow into an adult wasp. Before entering its new cocoon, though, the wasp larva first finishes its job by devouring the horse,
The horse,
the
the
host.
host.
I'm getting tired. So wasps manipulating the behavior of spiders has been observed before, but not at the level as complex as this. So is it evolving? Like, is it evolving? Like, this is scary, dude. This is scary. It's like a scary movie. I don't like spiders, so zombie spiders is a big note for me. For real. Or Prometheus. Yeah. Hey, Yukon. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, zombie spiders. Dude, imagine. Like
That
it's like all crawling to you, like looking all creepy, and then it like
Ugh. Ill.
nah. But good thing is that it's like in the Amazons, not here.
Just don't go
So
to the Amazons, man. They have piranhas.
do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, I'll read the next one.
Yeah, this is so we have zombie spiders and zombie ants that these fungi and these larvae take over their body and make them do things. So it's kind of like possessing them in a way. Like, I don't know. Hey, Yukon. Yeah, we're doing good. We're just, late night chat.
Long O virus, man.
No, it's just until you get to number 4.
Oh. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The reanimated virus. Reanimating humans, or at least human like creatures, as in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. See, I told you guys.
Okay. They revived the creature or they made the creature?
He made it out of body parts. He put them together, sewed them up, and tried to create
Like human
life.
body parts?
Yeah, and he like electrocuted him to kind of bring him to life, creating.
So this was a disturbed
Frankenstein.
man. I've
It was a
never really
disturbed
read
man,
the
but-
story.
Yeah, I read the story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so a great creation by her, by the way, because it was part of like for her to create this novel.
Of a man that they just
But dude, like you gotta
I
understand at
created
this
a
time-
man from body parts
bro,
and
but look-
electrocuted
okay,
it.
but look, understand the history behind it, bro. Like at the time they had like a little contest going, like who can create the scariest Halloween story, right?
Yeah.
And she created Frankenstein, like its own archetype. You know what I mean? Like the Frankenstein, like something that hadn't been created before, so
Yeah.
that was creative, and especially at that time to be created by a woman, right?
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah, I remember that now.
they couldn't go to school.
Hey, is this fault? Is it? Hi, Sue. How are you? Nice to see you, friend. Sue is cool. All right.
Okay. So, or P or H.P. Lovecraft's Herbert West Reanimator, and a notion that has piqued the interest of writers, filmmakers, and of course scientists throughout the ages. But while reviving dead humans may not be on the cards for our race just yet, reviving other organisms is. This can be particularly unsettling when we think about those organisms as viruses, right? Because that's really mostly what's trending nowadays with
Yeah.
like filmmakers, right? It's mostly like, oh, this
This
is,
viral
yeah, it
infection
took
caused
over them and
zombies.
it,
Ugh.
yeah. So in 2014, researchers from the Center National,
Okay, just skip
yeah,
that.
because this is French, so I cannot, dug a fascinating organism out of the Siberian permafrost, a so-called giant virus about 30,000 years old, which they named
All
the
right.
Pithovirus sibericum.
Okay, so see, why do we gotta go and dig up viruses
Like,
though?
yo, why you doing
Okay, I
this?
know you're a
Why you doing
scientist
this?
and you're trying to
We
excavate
know you're
whatever,
passionate.
but why you gotta go and dig up this virus that's like 30,000 years old and then not expect it to like mess
Yeah,
people up?
yeah, man.
And especially if it's dead and you revive it. Oh, well, let's revive it and see what it does
Yeah,
to
you know
this
what? You know
mouse.
what? You know what it reminds me of, Maine? It reminds me of like Transformers when they find Megatron
And they're
and then
they're
they're
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Hey,
let's
let's turn
try to
them
wake it
on."
up. See what happens. Charge it."
Yeah, it looks like it's been here for
Hey, forensic
centuries.
mystics, how are you? Thank you for coming. All right.
Like, no, you know how that went with Megatron, so just don't.
So we're over here like waking up these viruses and reviving them to see what they did, right? Hey, how are you? Paranormal Highway, everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
The Last of Us. Wow, this show kicks but thank you. I know it came out today because it's supposed to come out on Sunday, but they
Oh,
moved it
it's
to
Super
Friday because of
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it after
You
this.
know, I had thought that show already had all the episodes.
No,
So
yeah.
when I saw the first one, I was like, "Where's the rest?" I'm like, "What happened? Where's the
Because
other
she's used to like
episodes?"
Eileen is used to the what is it?
Like Netflix.
Netflix. They put the whole
Yeah, like I was ready to
see
see the whole thing,
the
and
whole right. And then like she's like, "What? I have to wait every Sunday to watch
yeah,
this."
I'm like, "What is this, man? TV?" Like it was
Thank
it
you
was
for
new.
sharing out, you guys. Oh
Okay,
yeah, I'm gonna watch it after this.
so giant viruses are called this way because though still tiny, they are easily visible under the microscope. But there is something else that makes P. sibicrium stand apart. It it is a DNA virus that contains a large number of genes, as many as 500 to be precise. This is in stark contrast with other DNA viruses, such as the human immunodeficiency virus, which is a HIV, which only contains about 12 genes in all. Okay,
What
okay,
the
okay, okay, okay. So look. You're gonna find this other virus that's more powerful than like HIV,
HIV?
which
But
there is no cure, right? For
there is no cure.
HIV.
So what makes you think there's gonna be a cure for that? So I mean, they excavated it. Okay, they're like, oh, this has got 500 genes.
What's
This is a
this?
deadly one we got
What's
here.
this?
This is crazy, you guys. Like,
It's the Megatron of viruses.
yeah.
The size of the size of giant viruses, as well as the fact that they contain such a large amount of DNA, can make them particularly dangerous. Explain the
No.
researchers who discovered P. sibicrium, since they can stick around for an extremely long time. Among known viruses, the giant viruses tend to be very tough, almost impossible to break open, explains two of the virus discoverers, Jean Mitchell
Okay, skip their names.
Okay. In an interview for National Geographic, special environments such as a deep ocean sediments and permafrost are very good preservers for microbes and viruses because they are cold,
Yeah.
anoxic, oxygen free, and dark. They added.
Yeah, like the Arctic.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Mhm.
there isn't stuff going on there, guy. Right? Right,
Yeah,
guys?
man. Like,
Like
come
guys,
on.
right?
Come on, every time stuff gets like
Dude,
what do you call it?
talking about that, I don't know if you guys heard.
Excavated or what is it?
Excavated, like on TikTok, excavated. I heard about that they shot down
Excavated.
something over the Arctic. I think it was over the Arctic or Alaska. I don't know. I get them mixed up, you guys. But that it was like an object, a flying object that was shot. I don't know if you guys know about it. That it was shot down and it fell in in Alaska, in the Arctic. I don't know, whatever, somewhere with ice. And so, yeah, like if you guys can figure that out, I don't know what it was, but the military, I guess, shot it down.
The military shut it down. Wow.
Yeah, that I think that happened today too. So I don't know.
So it says when reanimated, the Sibircrium only infected amoebas, archaic unicellular organisms, but happily not humans or other animals. Yet Clavari and Burgle warned that
There may be similar.
there may be similar giant viruses buried inside the permafrost that could prove dangerous to humans. Okay, don't
Oh,
excavate, man. Like, just stop there.
dude. Okay. So now, like, they found this virus, 30,000 years old, in the
Yeah, like
thermofrost,
leave it in the
right?
permafrost.
With
Yeah.
500 genes in it, similar to HIV, that does
But
not
more
infect
powerful.
humans. It infects amoebas.
Yeah, but you could find like one that affects humans that could
Like
be dangerous to humans.
do you believe that? Like, what if it's
But just,
I don't know,
you
dude.
know,
If there is these viruses that are this dangerous, like,
don't go finding them.
what makes you think, that they can't like get out?
And that's
You know
the
what
thing I was
makes you
thinking about too. Like,
what makes you think, like, it's almost scary, like, to think about all these crazy things that are around us that we don't
yeah,
know about.
yeah, like okay, like yeah, you excavated, you found it, and
We
like what?
excavated and we found Megatron and he killed half of our military.
Yeah, like like you could find this crazy virus, this and that, and maybe like research it, try to see if it ever affected humans, you could find a cure for it.
But why even excavate it
So
in the first place?
yeah, but like bringing back to the point you said, like had it like exposed itself and affected humans, like would it have been better for them to excavate it and kind of like understand it more
And develop a
rather than
vax?
but like do you think they would have been able to, like, let's say they weren't able to
Well, okay, so that's kind of like
develop anything to help humans?
yeah,
Like,
that's kind of like where you get within that area, because they're excavating to find things that might be helpful, right? Like cures to cancer, like, cures to other diseases that we can maybe learn about this disease in case it ever comes back. We're ready for it. I guess that's what they're trying to do, right? But I don't know, maybe like just leave it.
like Megatron, man. Like, do you think like excavating that dude and like seeing how he wrecked a lot of stuff, only to put him back into the depths of the ocean, right?
What, Megatron?
Yeah,
Why
like
we keep talking about Megatron?
because he's a good example, but like okay,
Yeah,
like,
you take him out and then he wreaks havoc and then you
yeah,
put him back in.
okay, and like now that you know that, like, would you like try to like open him up again, knowing that you were like barely able to handle him? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would it have been better to just leave him there? Or is it one of those situations of like, if you didn't try it, you never would have known, right? Like, if you would have never excavated him, you would have never known. I don't know. Questions, food for thought, I guess. So it says,
Hold on. I think there's some confusion in the chat. Yukon, Nightmare is not Vault. But he did post Vault's channel there, and I know that you've been on Vault's channel, so 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 I know you're subscribed to him. Hey, GNA, please put your email in the chat. I want to send you something about the Chinese balloons that I saw. Oh yeah. Hi James.
Hi,
Um
James.
yeah, let me put it in the chat. Um
Well, that's a really big fish right there.
I know. James has a big fish in his picture. Nightmare, forgive me. I thought you were. Yeah. So I'm sorry. All right. So back to that.
Okay, so though they may have remained safely contained so far, global heating and human action could cause them to resurface and come back to life, which might bring up unknown threats to health. So I guess, like,
Megatron again.
Megatron,
Mhm.
Megatron. Whether you
I mean, time and time again, right? These movies always find some stuff
that, like,
frozen
yeah,
and they defrost it and then it wreaks
wreaks
havoc.
havoc.
And then, like, we have to, like, seal it again, right?
Yeah,
It kind of seems to me like that's the same thing with these viruses. Like, don't do it. Like, just watch
keep them.
watch Transformers.
Yeah, watch Transformers.
Watch
Learn from what happened
Alien
with
versus
Megatron.
Predator. Watch The Cave.
Yeah,
Watch
all them movies.
like watch all these movies, and then you'll
about
see.
like people who go out excavating. Do you want me to talk about
The Mummy Returns? The Mummy Returns.
Man.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys about zombie plants. Okay. So also in 2014, researchers from the John Innes Center in Norwich, UK, found a certain bacteria known as phytoplasma turned some plants into zombies. What? Okay, let's get more into it. The bacteria which insects decimate infect plants such as goldenrods, which have yellow flowers. The infection causes the goldenrods to put out leaf-like extensions instead of their usual blooms. These leaf-like growths attract more insects, which allows the bacteria to travel widely and infect other plants. While the transformation does not cause the plant to die, researchers are fascinated by how phytoplasma can bend its host's will to make it grow the elements they require to spread and thrive. The insects transmit bacteria, also called phytoplasmas, which destroy the life cycle of the plants. Yeah, dude, to say his last name is gonna be really hard. I think it's Professor.
It's written all weird too. Don't even.
No, because I know it's like
Gunther.
Because that's like Guinter Fair E Ven. Because that B with the line under, I think it makes kind of like the V sound, I
All
think.
right. Mm-hmm.
From Friedrich Schiller, University of Jena in Germany, one of the researchers who have closely studied the activity of phytoplasma.
Okay, so these plants, they get infected by these insects, right? Is that what it is?
Like
a bacteria.
Yeah, they like the little bacteria, like it kind of spreads like leaf-like extensions, and I guess like when the when insects like get to it, like I guess like it helps it like spread further.
What? So okay, so far the causes of zombies in insects has been a fungi, larva, and bacteria.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's probably why they get all these like scenarios with these viruses and like, like that's probably the only way that you can become a zombie.
Yeah.
Not because we're creating it or trying to revive your brain in a lab.
And I think like I think when they mean zombies, it's not like the typical like, oh, human brain eating like situation. I think it's more of like something that can like spread.
So, well, a zombie is a dead thing coming back to life.
Yeah.
But it's not completely to what it was. I don't know, but there's zombie plants, you guys. I mean,
zombie plants that are there to affect other plants.
That's crazy. So everything around us can be zombies except for us.
Yeah, but like getting into what you just said, boom, human zombies. You want to get into that one?
Sure. You're getting into it?
No, I was saying if you want to, or you
Okay.
want me to get. Nah, man, you get into it,
Okay,
man.
let's go.
It's the last
Because she
one.
doesn't want to read. So, but can humans turn into zombies?
That's the big question.
In the 1900s, this doctor um, decided to investigate whether Haitian zombies, reanimated but mindless humans, were a real possibility. I guess. Let's see. In 1997, the two published a study paper, and it's called The Lancet, trusted source, in which they analyzed the cases of three individuals from Haiti whose communities had identified as zombies. One was a 30-year-old woman who had allegedly quickly died after having fallen ill. Her family recognized her walking about as a zombie 3 years after this event. Another was a young man who had died at 18 and reemerged after another 18 years at a cockfight. Dude,
Bro.
like twins maybe? Like what do you think that like what are
Yeah,
the
that's very random, bro. Like, I
what
don't
are these
know.
scenarios, you guys? What are these like I don't understand. Okay. Um do you think like the show a fungus will grow in a human? Yeah, I mean, I think a fungus is like dangerous and we people get infected by like funguses all the time. Like it's scary, but I don't know how strong or how, like yeah, maybe like the strength of this fungus, like how bad or how I don't know. I don't know. It's scary. Can they be zombies? Yeah, give them a phone and a TV. Right? You'll be like, that's all you do.
Yeah.
Hey, Yvonne, welcome. Asian zombies are created using a toxin derived from the blowfish. The
Blowfish.
people don't actually die. Okay. Yeah,
What?
because like a 30-year-old woman that died and then recognized 3 years later. How do you explain that? Like, is this a person that like maybe they thought she died, but she didn't? But wouldn't the family like know that she's still alive? Or maybe
Yeah.
like it's people that are like homeless now. Like they thought she died and then
Oh,
but she was.
interesting, interesting. Like just a miss.
Yeah, like Miss I don't
You know
know.
what I mean? Like you know?
Um okay, I kind of think about it as like you disappear like or you get sick. Like there's a lot of homeless people, right?
Yeah.
And
And for all their family knows, they don't know where they are, right?
yeah, I don't know. And then the 18-year-old guy who reemerged after another 18 years
I know.
at a cockfight.
I
Like,
know.
are these even real? They don't even seem real
I
to me.
know, man. Like
Or maybe he just went to hide. Like he didn't want to know anything about
he
nobody
hid
and
and
he
then they
left.
found him at a
And then
cockfight.
he came back like 18 years later with some money and like some roosters, you know?
Dude.
I don't know, dude. Like
That's
there's
just
always
so
these
out of nowhere.
scenarios. Okay, the final case, a study concerned another woman who had died at 18 but was spotted again as a zombie 13 years after this event. Okay, so are
Okay,
these
but why
people
why are there such huge
look,
gaps?
but this is the weird thing, you guys, that they've been seeing them as zombies. So in both the 30-year-old woman and the 18-year-old were later seen, but they described them as zombies. So how would they be acting like zombies? Like would they be like walking like the Walking Dead zombies? Like, I don't know.
No, I
That's
think
weird.
like
Oh, maybe like in a tired state, like
yeah, I think I mean like
disoriented.
in a tired state where they're like, oh, they
I
just
think
came
the
back to
job
life.
is one of the first steps to zombies. Yeah, so tiring. Little
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld. It put them in a kind of deep coma. The people get buried and then dug up a few days later. Oh, I've heard of that, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
that could be a possibility. All right. So, this doctor examined the three zombies and found that they had not been the victims of an evil spell. Instead, the medical reasons could have explained their zombification. The first zombie, which is the 30-year-old woman, had catatonic schizophrenia, a rare condition that makes a person act as though they are walking in a stupor. Stupor?
Where?
Right there. Right there.
Stupor.
The second person had experienced brain damage and also had epilepsy, while the third appeared merely to have a learning disability. So they were just having these these scenarios, this illnesses that made them walk like, if you have epilepsy, right? Like you what is it? You shake? Is that the symptom?
I believe they have
Or
seizures.
you have to walk with oh yeah, seizures, you're right.
Because
and then
the
the
other one
learning
would be like
disability and then
cerebral palsy, right? That's the one where
yeah.
yeah.
So I guess they called them zombies because they were walking weird and acting weird, but it was really because they had these what are they called? Like these
like
illnesses, I guess. I don't know, you guys. I'm telling you,
man,
you can't be doing that, people. They believe they've actually been dead. Huh.
Oh.
Subscribed. I checked out what your randomness is all about. Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Headphones. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, so, okay, they were not zombies.
They weren't zombies.
Okay. People with chronic schizophrenia, illness, brain damage, or learning disabilities are not uncommonly met with wandering in Haiti. And they would be particularly likely to be identified as lacking volition and memory, which are characteristics of a zombie. The researchers wrote in their paper. Okay. But there is also specific psychiatric disorders called the Cotard syndrome that can cause people to act like zombies. This is because they are under the delusion that they are dead and decomposing. That's crazy. That's so weird. It remains unclear just how prevalent this condition is, but researchers suggest that it is a rare occurrence. Documented cases of people with Cotard syndrome are unsettling nevertheless.
They're unsettling.
That's weird. All right. One case study from a trusted source reports the situation of a 53-year-old woman who was complaining that she was dead, smelled like rotting flesh, and wanted to be taken to a morgue so that she could be with dead people. Another trusted source speaks of a 65-year-old man who had developed a belief that his organs, including his brain, had stopped working, and that even the house in which he lived in was steadily falling apart. At some point, the man attempted to take his own life. Researchers report that his suicide note revealed that he wanted to kill himself as he feared spreading a deadly infection to the villagers who resultantly might suffer from cancer. So does such cases mean that zombies are real in some way, or just as our fascination with figures of zombies in folklore and pop culture? Do they merely reflect our uneasy relationship with death? We leave it to you to decide.
Like, okay, but like for that situation, do you think that that's part of like just, delusion and
of course, like what else would it
imagination?
be? Because these people are obviously like in a delusion or have like issues,
Yeah.
mental like issues, and they need help.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's another thing too. I don't know if you guys have seen people that they have videos on TikTok where you can see some people that are like in a certain drug and they're just
Yeah.
like in the floor, like acting like zombies. There was another case where this crazy guy that was in Florida that was under the influence attacked another person and was biting him, like eating him like a zombie. And he was like, he didn't have no clothes on and he was like running around. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that there is some sort of zombie-like activity, but not not dead people coming back to life. I think that that's impossible. I mean, maybe it could be at some point. I don't know. I hope not. Um, what about people who curse themselves to not be distributed after death? I mean, yeah, like, or even like people that get possessed and like that. Oh, it's like a drug.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so I don't know. But I feel like this whole drug, I think that drug is new. I don't know what you know which one I'm
Oh,
talking
which
about?
one? The fentanyl?
That drug where people start to like throw themselves on the floor and they're doing this like weird like
Um,
maneuvers and they're like out of it and they like scream.
yeah, bath salt. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, and so I don't know. And like I mean, where do they get it? A lot of stuff in Florida got blamed on the bath salts, but I'm not buying it. Yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Um but and then if there's people that I don't know that to me that kind of threw me off the people that think they're dying.
yeah,
That's weird. Like and then there's the people that spontaneously combust. I've heard of. Rarely
yeah,
it rarely happens, but it does happen and that's another form of bringing, like kind of like thinking something that isn't
yeah.
there. I don't know, but it happens. So, hi Barry Browning. I didn't say hi. Um, but what do you think, dude?
A trip, nonetheless, right?
Um, yeah, it is a trip. And people and I feel like I don't know. I guess it's fascinating just to think about like the zombie, with the zombie shows and all that. But if it really was happening, I think that would be crazy.
Yeah,
That would be like, and especially if you get the crazy zombies, like the World War Z
yeah,
zombies,
like the fast
like the ones
ones.
that run, like that's crazy, you
Yeah,
guys. That's crazy. Like the Walking Dead ones are more chill.
yeah. They kind of walk slow.
Yeah, and like you can outrun them, but then you get those crazy ones.
Okay, but
Like
what about the ones on The Last of Us?
they're pretty crazy and they evolve. Like they get weirder. Like there's monster zombies. I think. I saw like something in a preview on it, but I don't know. So that was our show, you guys. That's what we have. I mean, do you guys have a favorite zombie movie or zombie show or zombie?
We were like doing a little what was it? Binge watching like zombie movies last
Which one did
weekend.
we watch?
Well,
Because the other one wasn't a zombie, it was aliens.
it was. Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
aliens. Oh, it was just end of the world movies, but
Yeah. So I think, oh, and the zombies from I Am Legend, right?
oh yeah, those were fast
Those
too.
were fast, dude, and
And
they
they
were
were
like
smart.
smart.
Yeah.
Zombieland. And then is the 28 days later, are they zombies or
Yeah, I think they're
vampires?
zombies too.
Those were creepy, dude. Like those were
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Heck no. Like yeah, Z Nation was all right, but I usually don't get into zombie movies. Yeah, I mean, I think we got into the zombies from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then The Walking Dead, I don't know, it turned into something crazy after that. Like it just, I don't know. After the whole Negan killing everybody, like that just like
Yeah, it was a little dark.
it just like went sideways and
And
then
then losing, Rick Grimes, like,
yeah, and then they kept trying to go with the show and I'm like it just kind of felt dragged. Like it was draggy after that.
yeah.
Um but I like this new show The Last of Us. It's I heard it's like based on a video game
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. I haven't played the video game or seen it. So, but the movie is or the show is pretty interesting. And yeah. But yeah, that's all we have for you guys today.
Yeah, that's it for today.
I am glad you guys showed up and were asking questions
Yeah,
and
thank you
saying
for being
hi. We
here.
appreciate that. Somebody said Mexican zombie. Oh, there is. Do you remember Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh yeah, Dust Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know. I mean, that's as far as like big movies. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh.
Hey Donnie.
Hey Donnie.
Planet Terror. And then when I heard zombies, I think of Haitian black magic. I don't know much about that. Is it do they like I don't know. I don't know. What do they do? It's weird. Yeah, so yeah, you guys. Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one that's like big. I don't know if they have any zombie movies in Mexico that you can think of. No, I don't think
No,
so.
no, I can't think of any.
But I don't know. But I think Dust Till Dawn were more of like vampires.
Oh yeah,
They
because they were
were.
like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But yeah, you
Yeah, I
guys,
don't know
that's
about
all we
those.
have for you guys today. We appreciate it. And
Yeah, thank you for
thank you
being
guys for
here.
joining and saying hi. And don't forget to like the show. And hopefully we will see you guys next week. I know we do kind of spontaneous on Fridays because we're busy. We have a lot of stuff to do sometimes, and
Yeah.
weekends are usually like, especially Friday. Saturday is like we have a lot of family stuff to do, and so it gets kind of sometimes not done. But yeah, we're here today. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to hear, let us know. But yeah, you guys.
Yeah, Resident Evil.
Yeah, I actually really liked Resident Evil. Like I
Yeah.
liked those movies. I enjoyed the show. Y'all, glad to see you. Yeah, thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Miss Ozzy, the day of the zombie O's. I'm part Mexican too. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I don't
Zombie
think I've
O's.
seen that one.
Hey, I sent you that email. Can you talk about it at another time, I guess? Oh, let me see. Let me look at it before we go. Okay, got it. The spy balloon. Okay. Bye, Sue.
Oh, he was joking.
Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was something about the spy balloons that they shut down, but I don't know. Sorry, you guys have commercials. And this is a video from this podcast. It's called End Times Productions. Yeah, you know what? We should probably talk about that, like the spy balloons and stuff.
Yeah, that would be a good topic.
Yeah, because I don't really know what.
There's something strange about this Chinese spy balloon. It just got shot down.
Oh, that's weird.
And nobody seems.
Yeah, Yukon sent me this, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna look at it. So we'll look at it, and then we'll probably talk about it next time. That way, I can do a little bit more research on it. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you,
and
everyone.
thank you for sending us that video, Yukon. We'll look at it. Thank you. And then we appreciate everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.